Robert, Chapter 3. Robert was hiding in the walk-in closet under scores of blankets, trying to be as quiet as possible. He could hear the patter of 2 little feet echoing throughout the house as he lay there waiting. Into the study the sound of feet went, then into the dining room, and then they stopped in the kitchen. She tried to whisper, but Robert could still hear her speak.
"Hey, Ma,"
Lorena whispered.
"have you seen Dad? I can't find him anywhere." "I don't know where he is, Lolo, but here, take this. It will help you find him."
Lagertha handed her daughter a chocolate cupcake with caramel filling, lined with melted frosting. Lorena's eyes grew wide.
"Thanks, Ma,"
she said, trying to be as quiet as a mouse. Robert heard the thump of her feet come into the living room. He cracked the closet door to see where she was.
"Boys," she said softly, "if you tell me where Dad is, I'll give you some of this cupcake,"
she said to her brothers. Aedus and Absolume, being only a few weeks old, said nothing. Lorena squinted at them, trying to look intimidating, and walked away disappointed, as if she expected them to respond. As Lorena looked around, Robert started scratching the door of the closet and making sounds that would haunt a small child. He watched as his daughter turned nervously in the direction of the eerie noises.
"Dad?"
She walked silently towards the door. She picked up a pen that was sitting on the table in the room as if to use it for protection. Robert could see she was scared by the noises he was making, but yet she still walked towards him. On her tiptoes, she moved until she reached the closet door and slowly began to open it. The door gave a slight creak, and then with a roar, Robert jumped out at her, grabbing her and lifting his daughter into the air. She gave a shriek of fright, followed by uncontrollable giggles, as Robert pretended to be a wicked monster.
"I found you!"
she chuckled out to her father. "I guess you win then. Did the boys help you out?" Robert asked.
"No, they were being little poops. I offered them a muffin and everything," she answered.
"What muffin?" Robert questioned.
"Well, I ate it. Mum said it would help me find you."
"I think we should go back and get another one. What do you think?" he said. Lorena looked at him with a bright smile across her face. Robert placed her on his shoulder and walked into the kitchen, which smelled of all sorts of sweets. Robert gave a slight tap on Lagertha's rear as they entered.
"Dad, don't spank Mom. She isn't being bad,"
said Lorena. Both Robert and Lagertha hid their laughter from their daughter. "You're right, Lorena. Mom is being very good today." Lagertha stood on her toes to kiss him and then turned back to finish baking. "Where are these delicious cupcakes our little daughter was talking about?" he asked.
"Right in front of you, you goof,"
Lagertha mocked him. "This isn't all for us, is it?" asked Robert.
"No, I'm giving some to your brother and your father," she said. "Have you talked to Iscariot today?"
"Just briefly over the airwaves. I don't think he was doing much, just entertaining hands. I think he'll have to get a nanny soon."
"Why? When does he have to go back to the post?"
2 weeks, maybe a month. It's a difficult situation he's in, and the military understands."
"At least Hans can give him a little joy while he's in his melancholy state. Will the Leons help him out if he cannot find someone to watch Hans?"
she asked Robert, thinking he might know. "I'd imagine they would, but I don't think they will have to. I know the church is always willing to help."
"Dad, I'm bored up here. Can you put me down now?" Lorena asked.
"Sure thing, my little cupcake. Can you do me a favor and check on your brothers for me?"
"Can I have another cupcake if I do?"
Lorena asked, hoping the answer was yes.
"No, you cannot. You've had 2 already,"
Lagertha interjected.
"Oh, please, Mom,"
Lorena pleaded, her wide aquamarine shining brightly. Lagertha knelt down so she was eye to eye with her daughter.
"If you behave for the rest of the day, me, you, and your dad can all go to the ballet. What do you think about that?" she said to Lorena.
Lorena grinned ear to ear.
"I promise, Mom. I'll behave."
"Good. Now go check on the boys." Lagertha gave her a little tap on the bottom as Lorena scurried off to see how her brothers were doing. "What time does the ballet start?" Robert asked.
"Around 7. Your father is watching Aid and Abe. We'll have to leave for the castle at 5:30, said Lagertha. Mom! Lorena yelled from the living room. Someone pooped their pants! Ew! Lagertha looked at Robert. That's all you, my dear. Have fun.
Gross! Robert crinkled his nose and tended to his child. The afternoon rushed by, and the house still smelled of chocolate and caramel. Robert and his family were upstairs getting ready for the evening's delight. Lorena was waiting patiently as her mother and father still dressed for the night out. She was wearing black stockings and a beige dress with little beige shoes to match, and in her wavy brown hair was a double-strapped hairband with little pearls circling her head. "Well, don't you look dashing?" Robert said to his daughter. He had just finished getting ready himself, wearing a white turtleneck with a multi-button grey vest and grey blazer. Dashed on his turtleneck was a lapel pin of a purple flower, and his locks were well styled. "Lagertha, are you almost ready?" he asked, looking at his watch and seeing they were about to be late. "Just finished." She walked out of her room and instantly caught Robert and Lorena's eyes. She wore a strapless red dress whose waist and collar were lined in gold. Her brown blonde hair was styled in a high bun with a gold Grecian leaf headband. Her lips were plump red, and her makeup was soft and light. "Are you an angel, Mom?" Lorena asked in childlike wonder. "Oh, you're so sweet, Lorena. But no, I'm not. I wish I was as pretty as you, though. You look so adorable. I could eat you right up." Lagertha gave her daughter a passionate kiss on her cheek, leaving the marks of her lips upon them. "If Mom's not an angel, Lorena, then I think you might be," Robert said. "Come on, my pretty ladies, let's grab the boys and head over to the castle." Robert and his family bundled up for the bite of the evening air as he pushed the buttons on the display at the entrance of the house to summon their carriage from the barn. As the vehicle guided itself to a stop, the family entered a warm and cosy wagon to take them to their destination. Its interior was a rich dark brown leather, whose seats circled around a holographic multimedia display. At the front was a glossed hardwood steering wheel in case of emergencies, or if the driver wanted to pilot the vehicle himself. Its exterior was candy apple red with classical features, giving it an old-fashioned, yet modern look. The carriage navigated Robert and his family out of the beautiful snow-dusted countryside and into the organised mess that was Bunaithwa, which the people called Buna. They passed through the traditional part of the city, where the buildings were made of stone and brick, and people would buy vintage clothing or household items, connecting them to roots of the past, which the people of Aeontaith highly respected and valued. The Lamprock city lights gave a warm, golden glow to the district, as people from all over the world shopped and dined within it, especially around Yule time when charity and spirits were high and all seemed right with the world. As they rode through the city streets, they came upon a great river that cut directly into the city centre, known as Juthru. It stemmed from the Moor mountain range in the north, which seemed to span the earth itself, and its peaks went beyond the clouds as if they reached the stars. As they crossed the bridge made of light, they entered the financial metropolis whose glass buildings were as strong and as lovely as the mightiest lion and his mane. The blinding lights decorated the modern structures as they danced throughout the buildings, giving an ambiance of future success and accomplishment of dreams. Though the buildings were modern, they upheld the city's design of Gothic architecture. As Robert looked out of the window, he could see the many smiling faces of the men and women who walked the city avenues, how they enjoyed the festive atmosphere of the Yule holiday. He could see the eyes of the children grow wide as they gazed upon a gift they were hoping to receive on Ardu Kelurath. As they left the maze of glass and steel buildings, they came into another borough of Bunaithwa, whose streets were lined with churches and temples of an eclectic mix of religions throughout the world. The carriage had driven past an extraordinary white cathedral. At its entrance was a tower that stood 250 feet and looked to be held in place on both sides by ascending stone white pipe organs that spread across like wings. Its pure white steeple was layered like stairways to heaven, and capped at its highest point was symbol of the Nazar faith, a shamrock. The building stretched 350 feet in length, and its end was rounded and dome-shaped.
That's our church, Lorena pointed out to her mother and father. It's where me and your mum got married, Robert told her. It is? She asked. It's so pretty, Dad. It's my favorite building in the city. Oh, maybe one day you can get married there, he said. I'm only a kid, Dad. I can't get married now. I'm only a kid, she said as if Robert didn't know her age. At the end of the borough, sitting upon a hill surrounded by acres of pine trees, was a tremendous stone white castle whose towers were capped blue, as if reflected by the deep blue waters of the harbour, and whose backdrop was that of the extraordinary snow-white mountain range in the north. It looked like a picture on a postcard in a fairy tale world where good and evil were black and white, and truth and love conquered all.